Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Can you guys believe it? I'm actually on and I scheduled it the day before. So I am very proud of myself and I'm glad my mom didn't have to rescue me, even though she did check in with me today, which I appreciate. Um, there's lots of hellos. We have Harold, Darla, Kim, Darlene, and Darlene's wondering how my 1 hour eating window is going. And she said she's been struggling getting back to OMAD after a trip to Oregon. So I actually am really enjoying the 1 hour eating window. There are a few things that I find really interesting. One, I have found that I've ate dessert almost every single day, which is not my normal, but I think because I feel like this is it, it's got to be amazing. I'm just planning a dessert. Also, there's like our anniversary, Father's Day, my birthday, and then leftovers of dessert. It's like more of a celebratory time. But I find that like I'm much more likely to just plan on a dessert so that I don't feel like I'm missing out otherwise. So that's been interesting, but I feel really good. I miss a little bit of the flexibility just as far as I'm trying to think. There was an example where I thought, oh, my birthday, where it would have been nice to like eat dinner at the restaurant and then come home and have a cake, or even though I don't really like cake, but like have a dessert a little while later. It would have been nice just to stretch it out a bit. But I'm not in any way struggling. I feel actually really, really good. I haven't weighed myself at all. I don't know. I feel like maybe my face, I feel like anytime I do some sort of a challenge, I can see a difference in my face before anywhere else, but I feel really good. I do know what you mean about struggling to get back to OMAD after a trip. That was definitely my experience when I went to Disney and I kind of pigged out the whole week. And I don't say that like with regrets. I really enjoyed it. And I look forward to doing it again when we go in August. But it's hard to get back. So I just had to push through. I just told myself you have to get back to it being normal again, and then it won't be so bad. So good luck. I do know that it kind of sucks though. Hi, Cynthia in Missouri. I'm glad that you're live as well. Kaylee, your first live as well in Columbus. Hello. Hi, Holly. Hot down in Texas from Moon Pie. I believe it's probably hot. It's hot here, so I would imagine how hot it is in Texas. And as Harold pointed out, it's the first day of summer. I didn't even think of that. In my mind, like school gets out, it's summertime. And in my mind also, my birthday is summertime, even though it's technically a spring birthday. So yay for official summer. Let's see. Cordelia says, you're doing so good with the 1 hour eating window. You're an inspiration with your study of one. Oh, thank you, Cordelia. And I honestly am really enjoying it. It has been fun. We've been eating out a lot, which I think I don't think it's necessarily because of the 1 hour eating window. But again, Father's Day, birthday, dates for anniversary, it's just been happening. End of school year, like things get shoved to the last minute and then we don't have time to make dinner, pickups easier. But I've been enjoying the 1 hour every day. Let's see. Kim says, oh man, struggling with midnight sugar cravings. Well, I can't say particularly sugar because my issue more was always like salty, like chippy type things I would want. I always, when I have a craving or I want to eat at night, every once in a while will have later eating windows, and the longer I fast, the less I feel good about them. Like I just don't feel good the next day when I eat so late. But I make myself a fresh cup of coffee, or I love opening a Topo Chico, which my mom sent me a case for my birthday. Thank you, Mom. Having something that I don't have all the time, or making a fresh cup of coffee, which I really like, has helped me with my cravings at night. And opening, whether it's Topo Chico or even the LV Aldi waters are what I have more frequently. I love having those in the evening. It feels like my evening treat. And then the more I do that, the more that's what I look forward to. It's obviously not going to be the same as sugar, but the more that I fast and the more I push through those feelings of like wishing I was having ice cream instead of the water, the more the normal became that I didn't have ice cream at night. So now I just, whatever I would be craving later, make room for it early in the day in your eating window. And I think it becomes more second nature. Did I say that wrong? But I'm sorry you're having those struggles. Let's see, Electric Carbarella. Hello from Minneapolis. Nice day here. Yay, I'm glad you're having a nice day too. Hello, and watching from northeastern Brazil. Wow, nice to hear from you, Nico. I don't know if I've heard Brazil before. I love hearing the foreign countries. Kaylee says, went camping for a whole week, didn't do OMAD, came back and only gained 2.5 pounds and lost it within 2 days. Yay, isn't that fun? I purposely didn't weigh myself before and after Disney, but I think I might this time because everyone asked me and I just didn't want to. But I think because I didn't feel long-term impacts, I'm going to do it this time and it won't mess with my head. I'll still enjoy it. Hi from Manchester, UK. Hi, Deborah, Stacy. Hello in California. It feels like fall in Washington. Interesting. Holly. Keto Nito. Hello again. Let's see. Sanders says, been having unusual amount of dinners with my friends. I read and heard alcohol is not the best. I'm only having one glass on these occasions. What are your thoughts? I honestly, I don't have any, is it the best? Probably not. I mean, just given that it's alcohol, but I've been drinking more, I think in June, again, celebrations, birthday dinners, family dinners, events where it's more social. I tend to have a drink. I've been doing that more. And, this is a very non-medical opinion, but I don't really consider if it's the best or not. I think that's probably pretty evident in a lot of my eating windows. I'm not going for the best, but I enjoy having a drink every once in a while. And I don't generally have two. On my birthday, I did have 2 margaritas, but I don't do that very often. And after I had 2, I was like, yeah, next time I only need 1. But I don't do it because it's the best or the worst decision. I do it because it sounds good and it's social and I have fun every once in a while having a drink. So those are my thoughts. If I were to tell myself, last year when I did 75 hard, no alcohol is one of the key components, one of the challenges. I wanted a margarita every single day of the challenge. Now, do I normally crave margaritas? No, I love them. I like to have them on occasion, but as soon as it was something I couldn't have, I wanted it. So again, I just allow myself to have it when it's presented and part of my eating window, and I want to do it. I do it. That's just how I approach it. It's a very non-medical and definitely not is it the best idea? It's not addressing that at all. Sorry. But I would have it if I wanted to have social occasions with my friends and I wanted to have a drink. I would definitely do it. Kendra says, we've been eating out a lot too. My husband and I have June birthdays plus Father's Day. Yep, that's pretty much exactly here, except for it's not my husband's birthday, but our anniversary. And then end of school year, things get so crazy. It's just easy to grab a pizza or something. But happy birthday to you and your husband. Nesha, I hope I said that right. Or Nisha from the UK. I want to build up to 1 hour, currently doing 16, 8, or 19 hours, sometimes fall off the wagon, and then all hell breaks loose. I also have salty cravings. If I were you, my encouragement to you would be to not tell yourself you fall off the wagon. Getting between 16 and 19 hours regularly, I think sounds really good. When you have a shorter fast and a longer eating window, don't tell yourself you fell off the wagon and don't beat yourself up about it, because then that's when you're going to maybe when you say all hell breaks loose, in my mind, that means you just overindulge and you just say screw it for a little bit. But if you just say, okay, some days I'm going to have a shorter fast and a longer eating window, and you don't beat yourself up about it, you enjoy those days, you might end up realizing hey, at the end of that, yeah, I enjoyed it, but I didn't feel as good. You're going to start to realize what feels better, what doesn't feel good physically without beating yourself up mentally. You're going to make the shifts. You're going to find what works well for you. And you're going to find that it's okay to have those differing days without it messing you up. And if you don't have the mental game of, oh, I fell off the wagon, you're going to be more empowered to just decide what feels good today. What kind of eating window do I want to have today without feeling like it has to hit something or you'll fall off the wagon. Because I always like to say, if you slept, you had some sort of a fast, so you didn't fall off the wagon, you just had a shorter fast and a longer eating window, and that's okay every once in a while. Perfection is not required. Hi, Paul. Hi, Sue. Sue says a fresh cup of decaf at night is great. I 100% agree. I buy, people always ask me what kind of coffee I buy. You guys need to understand I'm not a connoisseur. I'm just a consumer. But I like to buy them a cafe decaf, or a lot of times I stop at Panera and I will use my refill mug and get their decaf coffee. That's what I would prefer because I drink Panera coffee so much. I love their decaf. But of course it wouldn't be fresh. It wouldn't be like at 11 when I want to eat something. I wouldn't be able to brew that at home. Kim says, thank you from South Africa. You're welcome. Hi, Deborah. Paul says he doesn't touch it. I'm guessing he means alcohol. Holly says, your podcast with Jen was amazing. The two of you in one spot made me so happy. Yay. I'm really glad you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed talking with her, and I was very honored and very nervous because as a podcast host, like, she is a really great conversation starter, and I'm a new host, and it's a skill, as I mentioned on the podcast. So I was nervous to like be the one, but she's so chatty, and I say that in like a very positive way, that she could carry the conversation without me having to do anything. So I really enjoyed having her on, and I was very honored that she said yes to my request. Michelle says, hi, finally caught you live. Thank you so much for all your info and inspiration. Thank you, Michelle. And she says, have you tried the Fast Like a Girl plan, or have you stuck with your normal routine? You guys know I really like the book, but I've never changed my fasting to my cycle because I feel so good in what I do that I really can't stand the thought of not fasting for 10 days. I just feel like that would be too loose for me and what works well for me. And I don't think I have any hormone dysregulation, or it's not to the point of like needing addressing if I do. Like, my period already went from very chaotic to very normal now. I used to have extremely severe cramps, and they're much better as a faster. So I feel like fasting has helped my hormones so much that I don't feel compelled to take the next step. But I'm not saying that everyone shouldn't do that. I just like where I'm at so much. And I feel like I got so much good information from the book still. I do think it's worth reading, even if you don't adopt the plan. The thing that I liked about it was it gave me more confidence. Like, right before my period starts, I feel much hungrier and I'm craving different foods. I feel much better like when that happens, to be like, okay, this is just what my body needs. Who cares if I have a 6-7 hour eating window a couple days before my period? Like, it's normal. There's a reason it's happening. And then I never really felt too bad about it, but it just gives me more like gusto to just go with the flow, I guess. Which is fine. Go with the flow. All right. So anyways, I like the book. I haven't adjusted it, and I don't think that I probably will, just because I don't really feel like not fasting for 10 days. I just think that wouldn't work for me. And I don't want to undo all that the success I've had. Darlene says, I gained 4 pounds in Oregon. I was eating 3 meals a day when I was there. I've gotten down to 2 meals now. So hopefully by next week, I'll be back to OMAD. I hope so for you, but also like totally okay if you're not. Like, I wanted to get back to OMAD as soon as possible. So I understand the feeling of wanting to. But if it takes you 3 weeks in the span of your life, like, really, what's the big deal? I'm cheering for you, and I know you'll get there, but if it takes a little longer than you wanted, give yourself grace. Hockey Mom Avalon says, Chinese buffet for your OMAD today. Yay. I'm going to tell you guys, you're in on a secret. So I haven't put my short out for today of what I ate yesterday, but if you're on Instagram, you've seen it. I did Wendy's yesterday, and I'm doing Culver's today. And then it's called Lake House Burger Tavern. But at all three, I found a very similar salad. They all three have fries. They all three have a bacon burger, and I'm putting the same toppings: mayonnaise, pickles, onions, lettuce, tomato, and I can't remember if ketchup was on there. But I'm going to match what I ordered yesterday, and then a strawberry shake. And I'm testing on the continuous glucose monitor, all three. And I feel like there's a difference in quality between Wendy's and Culver's, and then Culver's and the Burger Tavern, where they have like fresh bakery rolls. They make their own ketchup. They make their own dipping sauces. They use, I don't even remember, like really high quality beef in their burgers. I'm testing my continuous glucose monitor to see how the same meal in like different quality, even the ice cream, like, I don't know, I'm imagining the Frosty at Wendy's is a very different quality than the local creamery that makes the ice cream at the third place I'm going to. So I'm kind of excited to test them. So tonight, my OMAD, well, Chinese buffet sounds good, is Culver's. The same meal I had yesterday, just at Culver's. So I'm kind of excited about it. I think I'll be really disappointed if there's really no difference in the data, but that is still data. I'm just kind of hoping that I do see a difference and that it seems, I don't know. I'm just curious to see what it is and to share with you guys. I'm excited. Jean says, hi, Jeannie from Long Island, New York. Happy birthday, fellow Gemini. June 4th for me. Happy birthday, Jeannie. Just ordered all the stuff to make Element. Will follow your video. Yay. I hope you enjoy the benefits of it. The unflavored Element, my recommendation is to add it to coffee or iced tea. That's how I like to take it. I've never made the flavored ones. I know that some of you guys have made it flavored. I've never done that, but I hope you like it. McCafe decaf is the best. It's the best one I've found. I really like it, and it's very affordable. Paul says he's watched more Grocery Addict. Thank you. I love grocery shopping, and I like to share over there. It's one of those that I wish I had more time to share, to make small hauls, because I go to smaller grocery stores to pick up onesie, twosie things. It's just, I have no time, literally, when my kids are home right now. But I'm glad you are enjoying Grocery Addict, or I hope you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're watching. Tony says, have you ever been a time where you were under a lot of stress and you couldn't do the fast, or gave true struggle to get back on the pony? Honestly, I've been under a lot of stress while fasting, and it's truly been a help to me. So I haven't had a lot of stress to where I've buckled and said, screw it. I've had a lot of stress where I'll get to my eating window and I have a really crappy eating window. I'm thinking specifically back to, let's see, what year was it? June 2021. My daughter had her second limb lengthening. And if you're unfamiliar with limb lengthening, they they break her femur, and then she had medical devices put in, and we stretched her leg the entire summer. We weren't living at home, and she was very unhappy and very bored and crabby. And so it was just a very stressful time. All of her recoveries, I've always gained weight, but when I'm fasting, I have never gained weight. Now, does that mean that when I got to my eating window, I didn't eat a pint of ice cream every other day? I did. It just really helped me control the emotional eating. It was much less severe than when I wasn't a faster. And I honestly think that really has saved me a lot of weight gain, weight loss issues that I've faced in the past, because she's 11 and she's had 11 reconstructive surgeries. And I'm trying to think, 3 or 4 of them have been while I've fasted. I have literally gained weight every single surgery that she's had from stress of, it's a bad day, I'd eat whatever was available, or we're in a hospital room, or we're stuck in she stays at a patient house across the street from the hospital. So it's like a hybrid of a hotel hospital room. She wants to do nothing. She literally is couch potato. And even if she's physically doing fine, it's just a hard time. I've always gained weight, except for when I was been a faster. And it honestly I would have to find other things to do. So I would do things like I read a ton more, or I caught up. I took a course about Canva. I don't know if you know what that is, like graphic design. I learned how to do different thumbnail things on there. I did different things to occupy me. Like if it was stressful or I watched Survivor. I was trying to think, what else did I do? I watched a bunch of old seasons of Survivor. So not necessarily like the greatest thing, binge watching old TV shows, but it was better than eating. So there have been very stressful times, but I've never not fasted, because I know I've always been an emotional eater, and it still will manifest in maybe more indulgent eating windows, but the time really is very valuable to me. So, a true struggle to get back on the pony. The hardest time was at Disney, but I just honestly bit the bullet and I did it. I didn't drag my feet. I just made myself get to OMAD every day. But I'd been fasting so long that I knew it was worth doing it, that I knew I felt better. That was a very long explanation, and I'm sorry if that was too long. Kelly says, hi, new to IF and loving your channel. Yay, welcome, and I am happy to have you here. Zach says, enjoyed a recent vacation of 14 days. Wow, what a nice long vacation. I enjoyed every bit of the fantastic food that was cooked for me. Did I gain some weight? Yes. Back to my routine, or back into my routine. Weight is gone again, completely guilt-free. Yay! Isn't that like the perfect scenario? And that's honestly, I'm willing to go places, eat food, and then like deal with the little inflammation or the little bit of weight gain, and do the same thing. So I'm very happy for you. And that's what I hope to find. Someday I'm going on a tropical vacation, hopefully this year, to celebrate our 15-year anniversary. We were going to go in June, but then our puppy made us decide not to leave yet. But I'm wherever I go, I can tell you, I'm going to enjoy eating there frequently. And it's like an unusual thing. And I will deal with a bit of weight gain when I come back by getting back to fasting. I won't stress about it. And I will share it with you guys. I will weigh myself for that because I'll be curious. But I'm happy for you, Zach. Although it feels weird to say I'm happy for you, Zach. Evelyn, yay, first time live also. Love all your help. Thanks for your video. Thank you for being here. And I'm glad you joined. Michelle says, haha, thanks. Okay, makes sense. I will be honest, I don't even remember what we were talking about specifically with you, but I'm glad it helped. Paul says, I'm doing consistent 48-hour fast. Isn't that powerful knowing that you can do that? I can do 48 hours and like I'm ready to eat at the end of them, but like I almost feel like it's a superpower being able to fast and happily do it and like with energy be able to fast. I feel like I've built in the superpower. So I'm happy for you, Paul. Nico says, I'm 65, OMAD, was obese for 30 years, couldn't exercise, severe gout attacks up to twice monthly. Now with OMAD, lots of meat and balanced veggies, keto, no more gout, and running lightly daily. Yay! Good for you. That is amazing. I've known one person in my life with gout, but they couldn't eat a lot of meat. Were you able to, was that at all an issue for you? I thought meat was like the enemy of gout. Has that been something that's been able to change with doing the OMAD? But I'm very happy for you. That is amazing. Couldn't exercise, now running daily. That's awesome. Pam says, I've lost all the weight I need to, but why do I still fat around my waist and my inside thighs? Well, it sounds like you and I could be twins because I have very thin arms. I mean, I still have some things I could lose there. But if I lose weight, it's my chest, it's my arms, my shoulders are very lean. But where does fat stick on me? I'm a normal, healthy weight, and I'm very happy. So I'm not saying this like I'm sad at all. My love handles, my thighs, my butt. I have extra fat I could tap into if I ever wanted to really restrict. The unfortunate thing is you don't get to pick where it comes from. I would love to shift around, some of the extra fat I've got going, but I don't really have a why for you. Turtle says, I finished my OMAD meal after powerlifting. I had 3 giant breakfast burritos. Your videos are the best. That sounds amazing. I absolutely love breakfast burritos. Yum. I actually want one now. Thank you. That sounds so good. Mary says, I just got back from a week at Disney on Sunday. I'm trying to get back to my 18-hour fast, but it's been hard. Next week, I'll get into one of those 36-hour fasts as well. You can do it. I am cheering for you. Also, Mary, if you have any of like your favorite thing you ate at Disney, let me know because I very much look forward to exploring more this time. Let's see. Okie Dow, bless her heart. Let's see. Darlene says, I watch your grocery bag too. I like your little quarter pouch for the Aldi carts. Thanks. I bought that at Aldi once. They sell them on occasion in their Aldi finds aisle. Also, I went to a grand opening and they gave me one recently. Let's see. Tamia says, got Jen's books, just finished my 28 days and lost 20 inches total. Holy moly, good for you. I don't weigh myself. Very happy with the freedom of it. I'm definitely a foodie with no more diet brain. Thank you. Yay. That is literally the best combo for me. I love it. And I'm so happy you found the same joy and freedom. Literally, it gives me goosebumps every time someone tells me that. So being able to enjoy food without diet brain, if you understand the benefit of that, you understand how powerful that is. Not everyone gets it, and I understand that, especially reading comments. People, well, it's just easy. Why don't you X, Y, Z? Well, obviously, you're not going to understand my pain point because it's not that easy. But I'm happy for you. Tony says, perfect explanation. Yay, you didn't think it was too long. Janet says, don't forget to push the thumbs up. Oh, thank you. Oh, that reminds me. I just want to warn you guys. So this is getting a little behind the curtain of YouTube here. I don't know if you've ever noticed on other YouTube creators, they have something called channel memberships, and it's nothing I've ever considered signing up for. However, YouTube just sent me an email. I'm sure many other creators. So if you see them pop up, you might know why. They're giving a monetary incentive for people to make channel memberships on their channel. So just the act of turning it on, they will give me money. And I'm not going to say how much, but it's enough for me to basically pay for all my food at Disney. That's like in my mind what it's equating to. So I am probably going to turn on channel memberships just so I can get that. Obviously, it takes a lot of time to make the YouTube channel, and getting like a bonus that doesn't come from anyone's pocket. Like, this is just me turning it on. So no one has to sign up. No one has to spend money. I just don't want you guys to think I'm like money hungry. But it's YouTube paying me, not you guys. So I am probably going to turn on channel memberships. I just don't know what I'm going to offer. You have to offer something as part of the membership. So if you see that, I don't want anyone to ever feel compelled to sign up. I don't want you to think that I'm asking you guys to sign up because I am trying to start that really as a side thing. I just want to take advantage of the bonus YouTube is offering creators for turning on channel memberships. So if you see that, I'm just being very transparent. I want the bonus to sign up for them. And I don't want anyone to feel like they have to sign up. And I am still going to do this live. One of the easier things to do as a channel membership is have a live that's only for members. If I ever do that, I want you to know this live will always remain free and open. I will always have a public one for anyone to join. But that would be something that I could offer as a live for members only. So if you paid $1 a month or something like that, I don't know what the minimum is, then we'd have another live for members. But again, I just want you to know I'm doing it so I can get the bonus, not because I want people to feel like they have to pay to play or to participate. I'm just being honest with you guys. So if you see that and you see a lot of other creators suddenly turn on channel memberships, YouTube is trying to push creators to do that, and they're offering a nice incentive, and it's definitely going to work for me. And if you see it on my grocery channel, I don't know what I don't go live there. So I don't know what I'd offer there, but I'm going to take advantage on both places. I only think I was offered on this one. So it might be to a certain threshold of channels that they offer it, but that's a little FYI. Oh, let's see. Moon pie. I eat within a 4-hour eating window. Within that window, I eat a full meal and several snack things. Should I cut out the snacks? Honestly, I don't feel like it's a should I. Do you want to? Are you trying to lose more weight? Obviously, probably cutting out the snacks would help you lose more weight. If I have a 4-hour eating window, I can almost guarantee you I have a snack, and I consider it an appetizer if I'm still considering myself doing OMAD. I have my meal, and then I might have dessert later. I don't fret about that. I often have 4-hour eating windows when I'm not doing this challenge. But to be honest, having snacks, having gummy bears after my dinner, having cottage cheese and pepitas, having the ability to have that stuff makes me love fasting. Like, I love most of the food. Sometimes it's like, oh, that wasn't worth it. But I love the food that I eat in my eating window, which makes me enjoy fasting, because then I get to this glorious eating window based on my preferences, not based on what anyone else tells me I should eat. And it makes it easy to fast. So if you love the snacks, if you're not feeling gross, if you don't have this goal you're trying to reach, if you want to lose a little more weight, maybe not have the snacks every single eating window. Cut it out. Make it a temporary sacrifice, or have less of them. But I don't think you should do it just for the sake of like, I should not have snacks, because in my mind, you might end up feeling diety and then end up having less 4-hour eating windows and more 6-hour eating windows, because if I feel restricted, I tend to rebel. And I know I'm not the only one. I recorded a podcast, told me about a book. I wrote it down in my office. I can't remember what it is, but I want to read it because it's about different personality types, and one's a rebeller. And I think that's me. And I think that's my diets are really hard for me, is you tell me I can't, I'll show you I can, times 3. JY Park, been following you since January when I was doing ADF, switched to OMAD a week and a half ago and love it. Down 3 pounds so far. Grab Zingo for my meal. You must be local. I'm so jealous. I haven't had Zingo in a while. It's a little annoying for me to get there easily. Oh my gosh. And are you born in 1987? That's my birth year. We should meet for Zingo. This is another thing. I would absolutely love to have a meetup, but I feel like that is the most narcissistic thought ever, that people would want to meet up with me. But it's more about me wanting to meet other people. So it feels very like cringy to even think of it. I would love to have like Zingo, amazing. But like even if it were somewhere like more central, southern Michigan, like meet at a breakfast place, I would just love that. But I would love to meet you at Zingo if you ever want to. I'm very jealous. That sounds so good. If you're not familiar, Zingo is, they call it quick style Asian fusion. And they have things like Asian cucumbers, which are like a spiced pickle. So good. They have different garbanzo beans. I'm trying to think of my favorites. They used to have these mini bok choys. They haven't had it in a while. Different meats. I love their steak. And then they put like a kung pao sauce. I pick kung pao, but they have all these different toppings over noodles or rice. And it makes this glorious bowl with so many veggies in it. I'm very jealous. And it's super saucy. It's very flavorful. Darlene said, I ended up with a puppy when I was in Oregon, another dachshund. She is doing really well with my other two, which are also dachshunds. Oh, good for you. I love dachshunds. I've never owned one. My first dog is the one we have right now, but I think they're the cutest. There was a puppy I wanted so bad to adopt when I was in college, but I knew like it was not a good idea. But I wanted to name it Boots because he looked like he had boots and he was gray and dappled, a little like mini dachshund. He was so cute. But I'm glad that he's getting along. She is getting along with your other ones. I am finally getting over my puppy blues. I've loved my dog the entire time. But I feel like life is returning again and like normalcy might be returning. We're not there, but I feel like I can see it happening. This is going to give you a little insight, not to get on the dog path again, but we were at the library last week and I was talking to the librarian and she told me, Jackie, you're not alone. Because I told her we haven't been in the library for a long time because of a number of things, but including the puppy. And she's like, Jackie, I told my husband I have post-puppy depression. And I literally, like, anytime someone tells me that, it makes me feel like I'm not crazy because I honestly feel like I had a bit of post-puppy depression after getting her because my whole life shifted so much more than I thought it would. But we're getting better. So she's norming to us. We're norming to her. And I'm figuring out how to be a dog mom without it feeling all-consuming. And she's house-trained for the most part, which is helpful, and more trained in other areas. Let's see. Jenna says, do it. Definitely. I don't know. Is that about, turning on stuff? Okay. Thank you. Okay. You guys are too nice. I honestly feel like, I honestly didn't want to, I almost felt bad saying it, but I didn't want to not tell you guys, and you guys encouraging me is really nice. I can't wait to see the clothing for your channel. Oh, I just got, so I'm working with a girl I went to middle school with, and she has her own, like, she's a stay-at-home mom / graphic designer independently. So she just helped me. It says Fasting Foodie. It's super cute. I'm getting the final file back either today or tomorrow, and I can't wait to put that up. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. So thank you. And thanks for the encouragement. I really appreciate you guys like understanding. I feel a little bit like, I don't know, again, kind of cringy telling you guys that, but it's kind of like there's literally, I'm giving up that money if I don't turn it on and just put it out there. So thank you for understanding. Okie Doll says 42 down. Yay. Slow and steady loss right now. I've been thinking about keto to increase loss, but not too familiar with it. I did the keto trial. I don't know if you've seen that. And I definitely dropped weight really quick after I plateaued, but I did not enjoy it nearly as much. For obvious reasons, I had to make a separate meal for my family. I really enjoyed a lot of keto foods and I still like think of them. I think it was actually a really good learning tool for that. Like cheese wrap sandwiches, I think still are bomb. They're amazing. And I feel so good when I eat them and it doesn't feel like a sacrifice. different things like that I just kind of keep in my back pocket. Like if I want a snack, but I don't want to like feel a little bloated, I can get a low carb snack. Lots of good information learned, but I never could be like keto long term. But it did help drop weight. Tanya says ADF, no cravings, and no appetite on feast day. Oh, that's so sad. Is it time to go back to OMAD or maybe extend fast? I've never had an issue wanting to eat. I've heard that from other people that the longer they fast, the less enthusiastic they feel about feasting, and they kind of lose that like excitement for eating. I've never had that. So I don't really have anything to share with that. If you're not loving ADF though, I would play around because I want a lifestyle that I love. I really liked ADF when I did it in April for about half of it. And then I very much looked forward to getting back to OMAD eventually because I like to eat. I think having good food every day was joyful. My down days were really easy, but again, kind of eating all day, every day. The thing I didn't like, my blood glucose response was so much. It wasn't worse because I have pretty steady blood glucose. I don't have insulin resistance or anything, but my response was much worse on ADF. It was like a lot of switching for my body. But when I do my 1 hour OMAD, I am steady Eddie. So I think like physically, I like OMAD better. But if it's not something that you love and you feel like you're not getting to enjoy your feast day, I would probably try something else because I like to eat. And I think if you know that you like eating and then you go to like not having an appetite, that would make me feel sad. Probably, maybe not. Paul says, I always cheat when I get paid. Oh, it's kind of like celebrate the payday. Like go get the whatever sounds good. I can see that. Saul Ramos says, started 4 weeks ago. Unfortunately, I cannot fathom OMAD. I do 16-8. I know I will OMAD one day. I just got to take it slow. Lost 3 pounds and I love it. Honestly, I don't feel like OMAD is the answer for everyone. I also don't feel like it's not worth trying. So if you love 16-8 and you continue to see success, I would not put any pressure on yourself to make it OMAD. Allow yourself to enjoy it. Continue to have the benefits and the success. And then if you want to move ahead, if you want to extend your fast, try it out. But I wouldn't feel at all pressured to think that that's the only end goal. There's plenty of people that do 16-8 forever. I personally couldn't maintain my weight loss with that probably, but a lot of people can. T says, I found Dr. Mindy Pels. How do you feel about her advice on fasting around your menstrual cycle? I just started reading her book and have seen YouTube videos of us not fasting the week before our period. I don't know if you heard earlier or if I'm like, if you've heard this, so I'm going to just say it quickly, but I did kind of talk about this. I personally haven't adapted it because I like my eating window so much. I like having the fast and the eating window. It's very comfortable. I've been very successful. My period regulated and my cramps really became lesser. Because of that, I don't want to mess it up by not fasting for 7 to 10 days before my period starts. I just can't imagine going back to that. So that's a bummer because I don't really want, it's not worth me. I like to trial a lot of things, but I don't want to trial that because I don't want to potentially screw up a good thing, I guess. But I did love her book and I feel like there's a lot of information, even if you don't adapt your cycle. And I don't think there's anything wrong with trying it. If you feel interested, I don't want to. That's a pretty basic what it boils down to. But if you do, I would love to hear your thoughts. But I just can't imagine going from fasting an average of 22 hours a day to not fasting 7 days a week, and then it being easy to get back into fasting. I feel like that would be very hard for me. J.Y. Park. Yes, I'm local and born in summer 1987. Love this area. I love this area too, but now I want to know when's your birthday. Although I guess I'm technically, because I must be older than you. I just turned 36 last week. Well, if you ever want to meet at Zingo, let me know. Email me. Smiling says, any Milwaukeeans here? I took my honeymoon in Milwaukee. Let's see. Trin TM. Yay, I caught a live. Sorry I'm late. Don't be sorry. I'm glad you're here. Smiling said, when you said meet up, it made me think about it. Oh, that would be fun. My husband does love the Milwaukee Brewers. We could meet at a baseball game. Oh, okay. Okie Dow said, I missed the kitten period. It goes so fast. I was still on periods. I was like, what? Kitten period? But I get it. Sorry. It goes too fast and it's exhausting. Yes. Bread and pasta. I've been looking at carbs just to learn. I love pasta and carbs too. Holly was born in summer 1987. Look at us. We need to start a fasting 1987 group. Let's see. 2007 MCG. Hey, has fasting ever messed up your period? Sorry, I'm late if you've already answered this. No, it hasn't. It actually significantly improved my period. So I used to have really long cycles and I'd have really long, like I could go, I'm trying to think. This probably sounds like an exaggeration, but I can go 35 days and then have 19-day period. But it would be like, sorry for any guy listening, but it would be like 3 days that are heavy and then a long tail of just slow bleeding. And that wouldn't be every time, but then the next time it would be 15 days of no period and then a short. I just had very erratic periods and very heavy cramps on the heavy days. And fasting has really helped me to be like pretty clockwork. Every 4 weeks I start, and my cramps they're still present, but they're much less present in my life than they were. So it has really helped me, but it's never caused me to miss my period. Also, I could be 100% wrong, but 2000 MCG, do I know who you are? I feel like if I tried to decode that username, someone that I know that fasts could fit that. Tell me if it's you, Melissa. T says, I just can't fast as long before my period. I can't imagine not fasting at all either. I'll just give myself grace that week and do shorter fasts of 17 hours. That's 100% what I've adopted. When I feel like it's right before my period and I know that I need, like my body's telling me I'm hungry and I'm like, oh yeah, well, it makes sense that time of the month. I allow myself longer eating windows. I break my fast right at 18 hours, which is abnormal. And I don't feel bad about it. Okay, so Linda thinks that it's a gimmick of no fast before. That's interesting. I wonder what makes you think that. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems, I think it sounds so hard to not fast for an entire week every month and then get back on fasting and it to feel consistent and it to feel normal. Like it's very easy. I don't know. I'm at 19 hours and 52 minutes right now. It's very easy for me to fast right now. But if I took a week off every month, it would not feel normal. And then without it feeling normal, it'd feel like work 3 days. So I don't know what her incentive to be gimmicky would be, but I do also agree that it sounds hard. JY Park, do you ever notice you gain weight during your cycle, even on OMAD? Yes, I gained a few pounds this week, but I know it's because of my period coming in a couple days. I typically gain weight right before my period. I feel like I'm heaviest, like on my heavy flow, like right before my period, and then my heavy flow days, I do feel heavier. I think I retain water and I just feel bloated. That's why I tend to try not to weigh myself during my period because I consider it an inflated weight. And unfortunately for me, when I did my ADF study, it was both times I weighed myself on my period, which is like a big no-no for me. But at least both times it was. But yes, I do feel at the beginning of my period, I weigh more than normal. If YouTube is pushing, you know full well that is really for their benefit. I'm sure they will benefit in the end because no matter, say someone sends me $1.99 super chat, YouTube takes its cut. So anything that gets me to potentially bring in more money, if they want channels to do that, they're definitely going to hope that I start to get channel members and then they'll take a cut of it. Let's see here. Do you ever get hungry and are tempted to eat early. What satisfies that the best? That's from an emptier nest. There are days like today we went and saw, this is going to sound absolutely ridiculous, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's a free summer flick at the movie theater. So I took my kids. I've seen the movie before. And my kids all had popcorn, which did smell good. That wasn't a big deal for me. But then there's a scene and they're surfing on lasagna. And we had lasagna this weekend at my in-laws as part of the pasta buffet. And I wanted lasagna so bad. It sounded so good. So I literally texted my mother-in-law and I was like, hey, do you have any lasagna left over? And she wrapped some up for me. I picked it up after the movie and I'm having it Friday after I do my burger experiment. Is it the same as like satisfying that craving right now? No, but I felt significantly better when I wanted to eat lasagna because I saw it on the TV, knowing that I'll have it on Friday. So it's now in my freezer and I'll heat it up on Friday. But that's kind of what I do is if something is tempting to me, I just make it a part of a near eating window. And then just knowing that it's in the future is helpful. Also the same type of thing, a fresh, like I just, on our way home from the movies, I filled this up with iced tea at Panera and I just will continue to have my Panera, or I'll focus on like, okay, yeah, you could break your fast, but what would it mess up later in the day? So like I'm looking forward to Culver's and doing my continuous glucose monitor. So I focus on like the joy of that and think, okay, well, if I had popcorn earlier in the day, I wouldn't be doing that. So which one do you pick? And then it makes me feel like, okay, well, that is the best option to keep fasting and to get to that eating window. Have my iced tea. And I planned my lasagna for later in the week. It worked out. But I'm not even kidding. I honestly, the cartoon or the animated people on the lasagna, I was like, oh, lasagna. I wonder if her name's Anne, my mother-in-law. I wonder if Anne still has leftover lasagna she'd share. And luckily she did. But fresh drinks are the easiest. Kendra says, every month you would be starting over with fasting, and that to me would be hard. I 100% agree, and that's the biggest thing that keeps me from going. I'm new to this. So this is Lynn. I'm new to this week 3 of the 28-day start. Yay. That is, you're so close. You're like halfway done. So I hope you come back and tell us how it went, like your 28-day start. Uh-oh, I hear my son running upstairs. He's made it a long time. I am surprised. This is good. Okay, so you're not Melissa. I'm 2007 MCG. Not anyone you know, just a loyal subscriber. Thank you. My question came from reading Fast Like a Girl. I think I'm going back to basics and stop worrying about all the other mess. I think there's a lot of merit in that comment. That's another thing. Did I enjoy the book? Yes. Do I think there's great information? Yes. But part of what draws me to the way that I employ fasting is how easy it is. And I think if I lose that simplicity, it's going to feel like counting carbs or calories or Weight Watcher points. And it's going to remove and strip the simplicity of I'm eating or I'm not. And I don't really want to get back to that. So I agree with you. Linda said, because it's left field, it makes no sense to me. Oh, okay. I understand that. Yeah, I do. Again, I understand that because, and I don't want to talk, obviously I know I'm not a science person at all. And Dr. Mindy, her doctorate is in chiropractic. So I know nothing to talk about it, but I agree because to say not to fast at all, you are still sleeping. And there are plenty of people that skip breakfast or skip meals regularly. And it does seem kind of like all or nothing. I don't know. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Okie Dow, I just ordered my dinner to be delivered at my window. It's nice to have it to look forward to. Yay, enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful eating window. Trin says 16 hours and the leftover spaghetti in the fridge is calling my name, going for a walk. Yay, that's another. I love, if I had the freedom to do anything to like avoid breaking my eating window, walking would be one of my favorites. I love going on a walk with like an audiobook or a podcast. And then my brain disappears because I love podcasts and I love audiobooks. Maria says, what are the rules for refills at Panera? Can you fill up more than one container at a time? No. Well, I mean, to be honest, Technical rules, no, but you can go every 2 hours and get a drink. They used to have a refill mug as an option. They took that away during COVID. But I still do it because I got my local Panera's permission, but I go every 2 hours. I order it on my app, and then I say I don't need a cup. I'm using my mug, so they don't put a cup out for me. And this thing holds a lot of iced tea, and I can refill every 2 hours. I can almost guarantee you that if I went in, my Panera knows me so much. They know that I'm a paying customer of the Panera Sips Club, that they're not going to even bat an eye if they saw me. There are times where I think I order it on my phone and it didn't go through and I fill up. So it's not like they really pay that close attention, but they know me enough to know that I'm a paying customer. Many of them know my name, and my neighbor is one of the workers there. So I talk to them a lot. But I actually paid an annual fee. So it was like $115 for a year. I get as much iced tea, black coffee, decaf, light roast, dark roast, and even their pops and lemonades as much as I want every 2 hours. And I don't even know how much money I'm saving on coffee because I don't buy it every week. I used to need a couple bags a week. It saves me so much money. Saul says, lasagna on delay. Love it. It's so satisfying to know I can still eat whatever I crave as soon as my window opens. Yep, that gets me through too. 100% there with you. Oh, Disney recommendations. Woohoo! She says, we always like to go to Tepan Edu at Epcot, Japan. It's kind of like Benihana. So fun for the kids, and the chefs put on a great show. Thank you. Sounds like I probably need dining reservations for that. So I'm writing that down. We've never been to Epcot, but I think we're going this time because Disney reimbursed one of our tickets from Hurricane Ian, and they gave us a park hopper. So we're going to go to Animal Kingdom and Epcot, which we've never been to either of them. And this is probably our only other time we're going to Disney. So thank you. I am putting that on, or I'm writing that down. Let's see. Justin says, is it safe if I eat a 5,000 calorie meal every 48 hours when my maintenance is 2,500 a day? That sounds very sciencey to me, and I can't tell you if that's safe. I don't know. Are you pushing yourself to eat 5,000 calories because you're making yourself do that? If that were the case, that doesn't sound safe to me. I don't know if you could comfortably consume 5,000 calories every other day. I'm not very comfortable answering that. I don't know. If you can sit down and you comfortably eat that meal, I know I can eat a lot in a short amount of time, and I share that frequently, but I'm not making myself do it. I'm not like my 10,000 calorie challenge where I was having to force the food down. 5,000 sounds like a lot at a single meal. I don't know if it's safe or not, and I don't feel qualified to answer that. From a standpoint of alternate day fasting, I don't think there's anything wrong with 48-hour fast and having an up day. I don't know if a 5,000 calorie meal is safe. I can't answer that. I'm sorry. T said, I didn't mean to start a debate about the book. Oh, I'm always about debates, and you guys know I think there are so many ways to do things, and I also don't know what I don't know. So I agree that it seems a little hard to suggest that that's someone's normal way of life. I'm not going to do it. But we can debate here. We're all civil. Hi, sweetheart. Deborah from San Diego. Hi, Deborah. I've been intermittent fasting for 3 years, 18-6. When staying away from sugar, I feel so calm, focused, and way less angry. Maybe I need less sugar in my life then for anger. I definitely have sugar. I know you guys have all seen that, but I appreciate you sharing. I wonder if I would feel less angry at times. I'd probably be a nicer mom. Okie Doll says, Epcot is amazing. Okay, you guys are making me feel more excited about Epcot. I've heard it's not the most fun place for kids, so I've kind of avoided it. Sylvia says, finally made it to live. Hi from Texas. Hi, Sylvia. Well, we've made it to the end, guys, and my kids stayed away. I feel so proud of them and of me. I've loved the live. And then Sylvia, I'm sorry. It sounds like at the very end you're joining and I'm about to leave. Oh, 2007 MCG says, thanks for talking about it, though. I don't know many other fasters to bounce things off of. You know what? That's honestly like why I like doing the lives is it's important to have people that you can talk to about fasting. And if you don't have anyone in your like real life or your everyday face to face, I think it's good to have people you can talk to about. Personally, I don't have people in my house or people that I see every day that I can be like, hey, fast. So it's fun to have others that love fasting, that read the same books, that enjoy the same conversation. I think it's great. And I love having you guys here. And I'm grateful you guys still showed up, even though I have been kind of a flake the last few weeks. So thank you for all the understanding and for joining. And I will talk to you guys next week. There is a new video Saturday. See you guys.